all 3 applications. So you might be using 2 drops for each step. Oh my God, shut up. Today we're taking a look at Armani's Luminous Silk Glow Liquid Bronzer. Looks like this. And I think you can kind of see there's a bit of a gold shift in here. Hope you'll be able to see that. They say this is multi-use, and today we're going to use it 3 different ways. Initially, I was going to shoot this over 2 days because it didn't make sense to me to do each of the ways. It might be too much, but I don't think it's too much. And I feel like I kind of look like I'm tan. It only comes in 3 colors, and I was worried about this because this is a little bit warmer than I prefer to go. I don't like warm bronzers on me. But again, what do you think? I think it kind of works. Let's cut into the 3 ways that I use this today, and I'll see you on the other side with conclusions. So I've already done my skincare. It's been on for about 10 minutes, and I'm going to try this with this. So I have a lot of redness. I have things I like to cover. I prefer to cover, but I think there's a lot of people out there who don't. Of course there are. And I was wondering, can I take a sunscreen like this? This is the Can Make, which looks white, but it goes on clear. Unless I got the wrong one. Uh-oh. I'm going to take a little bit of the drops and put 2 drops in that. And I just put, you saw how much I put in there, right? Okay. It's not that I'm looking for coverage, but I think for people who have really nice skin, they just want to do their sunscreen and have a little bit of a glow to it. Maybe this will be for them to use in this way. I don't really know if that did so much. It certainly did in my hand, but I don't think it's giving me any kind of bronzy thing, but it might if I had used a little bit more. So that is one way that you can use this product. Put it in your sunscreen if you are somebody who has really not a lot of redness, not a lot of cover. You just want to even up your skin tone and give yourself a little bit of something. Mix it in with your sunscreen. Now, you could also put it in your foundation. I happen to have a foundation that I love. This is by Sept, and I got this in maybe November. Deeply in love. It's shade 115, and it was a hair light for me in November, which means now that I'm getting a little bit of color, you know, take the dog out for walks, even if I'm wearing sunscreen, I am going to get a little bit of color. I know this is going to be far too light. It's unusual because this is a cream as opposed to a liquid. It might be easier to blend with a liquid, but we're going to do it anyway. So this is what she looks like. Such a beautiful neutral color. So there she is, shaky, and I put 2 drops, not dropperfuls, but 2 drops, looks like that, and mix these together and see what happens. This is without the drops, and this is with 2 drops, so you can see it does deepen it up a little bit and warm it up a little bit for sure. The color on this, unfortunately, is warm, and it's only unfortunate for me. If you have a warm undertone, it'll be very handy for deepening and warming up your favorite foundations for the winter and be able to wear them in the summer. Huh. You know what, you guys? That is not bad. I was thinking I'd have to call Selfridges and be color matched to another color because it's impossible online with this brand. They don't do you any favors trying to figure out what color you are. It does change the formula a little bit, of course, but still, not too much. It doesn't change the beauty of the foundation. This might be really viable for me. I think these drops might be a fabulous way to extend your winter foundation colors. So this is step 2, using it with your foundation. I'm going in with my Refer 37. I'm going to pick this up from my hand and really carefully put this where I would get color if I was in the sun. My foundation's beginning to set, I can see. I definitely need to do a little powder, but I can feel it setting and I can see it setting, and I do see, to an extent, that goldenness. Top of the cheekbones and right up here, because I'm cheeky, I definitely get color right up here. Sides of the face. The flatter areas get better sun. I mean, when I used to sunbathe, I noticed my stomach was so dark. It was the darkest part of my body because it was flat. It gets around your ears so you don't look weird. This is beginning to dry. See that? It's not a horrible sheen. I need to put some more drops on though. 2 more drops, and I'm going to do the same thing. Do not go like this, bing, because you'll get a dot of it right in the center and you won't get even distribution on your face, which is a problem for liquids. Spread it out, and as I pick it up, I make sure that I'm picking it up all over my brush. Turn your brush around and work in so you're even Steven. If you're afraid you got too much, just dab some off. You can always go back in. If you want to, you can do a little bit around the nose, whatever's left, but I am definitely going to go in with blush to kind of finish this look. Whatever's left here, I'm going to put up here, because when I get tan, back in the day, I definitely got red on my eyes, which made my hazel eyes look more green. I really love that look. So there you go, you guys. I did it 3 different ways. This is way number 3, where you're just using it as your bronzer with a brush. Now to complete the look, I'm going to go in with my Say and Chili. It's one of my favorites for getting that sunburned kind of look. I have some other favorites though. The Miracle Balm from Jones Road. It's hillside clearing season, so we have some stuff going on. I don't know where it is because my neighbor's already done hers, but it could be from the people the street above. Just a little bit of that Say, and the Say kind of mixed in with this a little bit. Kind of really pick it up and work it into your brush. And it's mixing with the bronzer really nicely. This is kind of an interesting little tool, huh? In fact, I think I'm going to just do a little bit up here, bring some of that peakness up. I usually don't like golden bronzers for my skin tone. I prefer a pinker bronzer. It works better with me, and when I get color, I get pink. So that's really interesting. I am just going to turn off the camera, put on some powder, and change into something more suitable than a wet t-shirt, and we're going to talk. And you guys, that's 3 ways to use this product. It really is quite flexible, and it gives me, I think, this looks like 3rd day after being in the sun. Let's say I was somewhere where the sun is quite strong, like here, or Hawaii, or someplace more south. And usually the night of, I get even more red. The next day it starts to mellow out and look pretty. And then the 3rd day, it starts to look something like this. Even though there's that gold reflex in it, I don't think that I'm seeing it. It might be something you can see when you go outside, always a possibility. But in here, I don't see it. I'm just seeing that warmth. And warmth is hard for me when it comes to bronzers. I prefer bronzers that are a little cooler because when I get sun, I get redness. And I know a lot of people prefer warmer. If you do, you're going to like this. It's too bad there's only 3 shades. Would have preferred one more shade that is a little bit warmer but not too much darker. Now I want to show you some reference. This is the Victoria Beckham Bronzing Brick, and I went through both colors back and forth to get this. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin, the cream to powder. This is shade 1, you guys. Look how much darker that looks. This is the Armani. Now it changes color depending on how the light is hitting it because there is the gold reflex. I'm sure it's not really reflex, but you know what I mean. So when I go like this, I think, well, the depth of tone seems similar between these two. But when the sun hits it, you see that golden sheen, where these two don't have that. And I'm not going to compare it to my Jones Road because those are both quite pink, as you can see, which is, you know, kind of my preference. No comparison at all. So that's it. I think it's really super handy. I think, as I showed, you could use it with your sunscreen. You can use it in a foundation that you love, but it doesn't work for you because you're getting darker, or you can use it as a bronzer. Today I used it all 3 ways. I think I'm most surprised that it doesn't look like too much because I initially wanted to shoot this over a couple of days to really give you an idea of what you're going to get with each step. But you know what? I think if you don't want to put it in your sunscreen and you do want to put it in your foundation, you kind of saw what it's going to do because I showed you the swatch on my hand. And for the bronzer, the same thing. You would just add maybe a little bit more than I used. I think most important is the application. I like the application with the brush the most. I feel like I get the most control. Next would be same thing, all over your hand, and really gently and evenly pick up with your Beauty Blender and do a little bit with the Beauty Blender. Fingers, it works. I did it with my fingers, but why? I think those are easier and faster. And that's going to wrap up today's video. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you think this looks natural, if it looks to you like, oh, you've been in the sun. And that's it. Thanks so much for spending some time with me. I hope it was helpful, and I hope you come back again. Until we meet again, be safe and smart, and I'm wishing you good health.